There was one closer option. 4 special ops personnel in Tripoli, the Libyan capital, who wanted to rush to Benghazi, but were ordered not to. The Pentagon initially denied a stand-down order was given. That's technically correct, but it now concedes they were ordered not to go to Benghazi, but to instead help out in Tripoli.
If they had gone, they'd have simply passed each other in the air.
I'm more interested in Act 1.
Michael Hayden is the former CIA director.
Act 1 is what were the intelligence estimates, what kind of warnings were given, what was the plan? Okay, why do we have so few options in Act 2?
Act 1 is numbing, warning after warning, that Benghazi was a disaster waiting to happen.
What they had decided to do with the security posture was inconsistent with the threat assessment that was readily available.
Indefensible?
Look, I've been in those chairs. I'm not going to say it that way, but it's clear, John, it was inadequate.
The evidence was overwhelming. Attacks that convinced the British, the Red Cross, and the United Nations to leave Benghazi. 2 prior attacks on the U.S. mission, an IED thrown over the fence by former security guards in April, and another IED in June that blew a huge hole in a compound gate. And detailed warnings, CNN is told, in 4,000 classified cables, including updates on new al-Qaeda training camps near Benghazi.
How come that didn't rise to the level where somebody said, you know, we just can't operate in this environment? It was a death trap.
The official administration review found the security arrangements grossly inadequate and spread the blame across the State Department bureaucracy.
Senator, I want to make clear that no one in the State Department, the intelligence community, any other agency ever recommended that we close Benghazi.
But maybe they should have.
It's the only Western flag flying in Benghazi. Should it have been?
I don't think so. There was plenty of warning. It's kind of what we call strategic warning, but you knew things bad could happen. Tactical warning, you know, it's going to happen tonight at 7 o'clock, not so much. If you were waiting for tactical warning, sitting out there in the consulate in Benghazi, you weren't waiting for intelligence, John. You were waiting to die.
So, John, the military says, right, they couldn't have gotten to Benghazi in time. But the United States has the greatest military in the world. So that seems shocking.
It does seem shocking. 24 hours for the first boots on the ground, for the fire department to first make it to Libya and then only to Tripoli. I think a lot of Americans are stunned by that. Part of this is a long-term problem. Libya in northern Africa. The Africa Command, which was created for these kind of crises, is still based in Germany because the Pentagon hasn't come up with the money and made the political decision about where to locate the base in Africa. So part of this is a long-term problem. Then you get to Benghazi specifically, and Aaron, I think this is the greatest crime, if you will, at Benghazi. They had weeks and weeks and months of warnings. Now, the Pentagon says it was never asked, but the fact that the State Department, the CIA, and the Pentagon did not get together and say, at a minimum, we need to have Marines floating in off Libya, I think that is the greatest crime. They knew there was a disaster brewing. Did they know when? No, but they had no fire department anywhere close.
All right, John, well, thank you very much. And of course, greater than the crime may be the cover-up. And up next, was it a cover-up by the Obama administration? And will anyone ever be brought to justice?